Welcome back to another video. In this one I would like to talk about rabbits. I'm just kidding, I'm not going to talk about rabbits, but I will talk about traders and why I have a rabbit in here right now. It's because apparently rabbits are scared all the time. And if you are a trader, you should know that you also can have fear when you are trading. And today I would like to talk about 3 different types of fears that I am experiencing in my trading, and I would like to share them with you in hopes that after you've listened to the video, after you watch this, that it can help you to get over those fears. So let's start with fear number 1. Right, so fear number 1 is FOMO. I'm sure you have heard about it before because it's very, very common in traders' journey. And the FOMO is a fear of missing out. And the fear comes in when you see market is trending and there's happening big moves and you're not in the trade. And you suddenly have this fear inside of you that you are missing out because you want to be involved in the market. And then what happens after when you have felt this fear? You can get really scared and you can just throw everything away and walk away. But most of the time what happens is, we all know, it happens and you start to open really bad trades because we have that fear kicking in. We are missing out and we are trying to find entry wherever we can grasp it. We just want to enter the trade and we will enter in the really bad zone or in a really, really bad price. And most of the time when you enter with FOMO, when you enter with that fear because you are missing out, what will happen? You will lose the trade because first of all, you didn't enter based on your plan. And second of all, it was horrible entry just because it was pushed. It was basically forced. You forced it just so you could be in the market. So how to deal with that FOMO? How can you make yourself feel calm and completely relaxed when you see that the market is going either up or down and you're not involved? You just need to put it in the plan and just be really strict with yourself and say that I will not enter based on my fear of missing out. I know it's so simple, and I do have that point in my trading plan as well, that I will not enter the trade if just based on my fears of missing out. I will always look for confirmation and I will make sure that my trades are according to my plan. But still yet, when I see price move, oh boy, it's not easy because I do want to be involved in the market. I do want to make money and I do want to have that trade. And now there where it hit me, I want to make money. I want to be in the trade. So who's triggering that FOMO? It's me, it's myself. I am triggering that FOMO. So why is this so important for me to make money? Why is this so important to be in the trade? Now, do I need that money to survive? Do I need to be in trade to show someone on Instagram, to share somewhere in community? Do I need to be in that trade just so I could say, oh, I took that trade as well? What is it that makes you enter that trade? What is the reason behind it? And this is really getting personal, and you need to realize why do you have that fear? And it's not easy. It's really not easy because it's like a really open conversation with yourself. You need to have that conversation and you need to ask those really critical questions. Why do I have this fear of missing out? Why? Like I said before, a few examples. Do you need the money? Do you want to show someone else that you had the trade? Do you just want to be involved so you know that you didn't miss out on that movement? What is this? What is causing that emotion to really burst so much that you cannot control it? And trading is very personal, and I can share my whys, but I'd rather keep them more personal. But I just gave you some ideas what could trigger that. And you really need to work hard to understand, and you need to make sure that you're not like that bunny sitting in there being scared all the time. So you need to make sure that you are calm and you make right decisions when it comes to trading. But that's a long process. It won't take you a day, a month, or half a year. That's definitely something that takes a long time. It's like you need to know yourself. So Fear of missing out is real. Lots of traders have it, but there's also another few fears, which is just great, right? It's like not enough with one fear, we have also different fears. And another fear that I want to talk about is fear of losing, because that's a big part as well of the trading, because we will lose. And now the fear of losing is something very real. So let's talk about that fear. For me personally, fear of losing only kicks in when I am trading live capital, when I am trading my personal account. If it's an evaluation I'm doing, or if it's like a challenge for the prop firm, I don't really have that fear of losing because I know I'm not losing my money. But what I am losing, then it's like a challenge because I need to achieve the target. However, that's a little bit different. What I want to talk about in here and what I want to cover is this fear of losing your own money, fear of losing the trade, because that's where it comes to this. When you lose a trade, you lose your money. Now, why do you have that fear? Do you have the fear because you cannot afford to lose that? If that's the trigger, then you need to stop trading the account that you are, because that means you cannot lose that money and you need it for something else. Also, the fear can trigger because you are scared to lose because you're scared of being wrong. Because you think, hey, this trade is so good. I have my confirmation. I have 3 confirmations if you want so. And this trade is looking so great. I'm such a good trader. I am right about this. This is going to work out. And then it loses. And you suddenly have this fear kicking in. And you're like, this lost. And then what happens? Suddenly you start to switch your mindset and you start to think, I'm not a good trader because my trade lost, and then it gets pretty ugly because you start to have different fears. And that's the next fear that I want to talk about, is fear of getting in, fear of being involved in the market. And those two, fear of losing and fear of getting involved, they are very much connected, because once you start, if you are scared of being wrong, losing, then another fear will kick in and you will be scared of getting in, simply because you will be like, I just lost a trade, I'm a bad trader, I cannot take another trade. So I want to talk a little bit more about that fear of getting in, fear of being involved. Now, how can you overcome that fear? If you are scared to open the trade, again, you need to ask yourself, you need to talk to yourself, you need to ask the critical questions. And the most critical question is, why? Why are you scared to get into the trade? Why? What is the reason? Is the reason because you think, I lost the previous trade, I'm not a good trader anymore? Is this fear because you maybe are over risking, or you are risking like too much and your risk appetite is not in there yet? So let's say you risk 1% and you just feel, I'm just scared of getting into that trade. So maybe you are over risking, maybe you're putting too much risk. So what can you do to stop that fear? Put your risk less, like choose a smaller lot size, choose a smaller risk, and maybe that will help you to feel comfortable. Now, also, if you have this fear because you lost a trade and you cannot now get into another trade, what you need to do, you need to go back and you need to look at your winning trades, because you have won before. That means you are a good trader. Now look at the winning trades and just look through them and just go really into deep why that trade won, and try and find why this particular previous trade lost. Was it emotions? Again, did you made a mistake because of your emotions? Maybe you felt the FOMO and you entered the trade. So it's hard, traders. It's really hard, and you will always need to ask this critical question of why. Why are you feeling the fear? Why are you scared? Now, obviously, there is some things that you can do, and I want to share what I do to overcome them, but still, it's not like I'll give you the pill and now you will know how to overcome them. But I still want to share what I am doing to just kind of help me, even a little bit, to help me to get over those fears. Right, it's time to get out of that need to get that rabbit out of here because that's a fear, right? So rabbits are scared all the time, so we don't want to have rabbits when we are trading. We don't want to have that fear involved. So how can we get rid of it? It was so easy for me to just throw out the rabbit, right? But is it that easy to throw out the fear from your head, from your mind, from your mindset, because it's been there like for so long? It's easy just to throw out the bunny. Is it easy to throw out the fear? Now, there's obviously things that you can do. What I like to do is journal. I write, and again, I need to say, I ask myself those critical questions of why, how am I feeling it? Why am I feeling that way? Is there anything that triggers me feeling this way? And really the best thing is to just journal. The journal when you are actually feeling that fear. If that's a FOMO, take a journal out and write it down. Why are you feeling that you need to be in the trade? If that's losing, fear of losing, take a journal. Ask yourself the question, why are you feeling the fear? And I know the question why it's so simple, Anna. It's question why. However, is it really that simple? Because the question is short and sweet, why? But the answer, you will see that the answer will be huge. It's going to be long because there's going to be so much coming out of you that you will be like, whoa, it should be that way. Because there's no simple answer to question why, especially when it comes to the fears, because fear is emotion, and humans are emotional beings, and there's lots going on inside of us, and especially when it comes to fear. So ask yourself those questions, journal. Now, if you are having in the moment, if you are having a fear, I would say the best thing is to walk away. That will take a lot of guts to walk away, because I know me, I can get really passionate. If I need to do something, I want to do it. And if I feel like I need to be in that trade, I want to be in that trade. So it's like a huge battle with me, with myself. And I think I've mentioned before in the last video that there's like a beast inside of me living that is just ready to burst out, and I just need to control that beast. And that's what it is. Those are all the emotions, and obviously what triggers emotions is what's going on in our lives, and is everything okay? How are you feeling? And then it comes to the well-being, to control your fears, to control your FOMO, to control your fear of missing out, fear of losing, fear of getting in. You need to make sure that your well-being is taken care of, that you are taking care of yourself. And that's a really, really huge thing for the traders, to be mentally stable. What I mean mentally stable is that to be in that place where you feel like you are okay. And even if there is noise around you, it won't disturb you. If there is this sudden urge where you see the price is moving so fast, you have this power to control you, to control that fear, to control your emotions, that you know exactly the steps you need to take. If that's closing the laptop or putting the phone away or switching off your desktop, then do it. And I know it sounds so much easier than it actually is, but it really comes to this, the power of yourself. You need to have the power of yourself to calm down and just to walk away if you are starting to feel that you are not really into the right place anymore. Whew, that was long conversation. I talked a lot, and I really hope that you took away something, because see, the fears are very common in trading, and I think no matter how good is your mentality, like how strong is your mindset, no matter what, the fears will kick in, because we are emotional beings and the fears will kick in. So now you just need to ask that critical question and answer how to control them. Now, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, take care.